Hi everyone, my name is Chi. Welcome to another episode of Lifestyle Talk with Coco-Chi, where real people talk about real issues. Today's episode is about a sister, I will call her a sister, a friend, and today she's going to be sharing lots of inspirational stories that you know. I will let her introduce herself. Welcome, Toniaamaka.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon.
Thank you.
Looking beautiful.
And you too. I'm loving the hair.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me today.
Oh, thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Can you please tell our viewers a little bit about you?
Okay. My name is Toniaamaka Chrisokere. I am the warrior princess of the universe. I am a mother of 4 children who happen to be sickle cell. I am an author. I'm homeschooled by God himself. So basically, my book is made of amazing stories, but very compromising compared to what we inherited per Christianity. So my book is titled Hell is Short Forever.
Okay.
So having 4 sickle cell children made me challenge God to know why, and that bettered the truth, and it's called the everlasting truth. The everlasting truth is a truth time can never beat. A lot of things is becoming outdated with time. However, this truth, time can never beat it, and that truth is that we are all relevant. And if you believe there is a God, then know that that same God is the only creator that has created everyone. So if you want to doubt it, it means that you believe in a small God, because the Almighty is a God of all gods, which means that we are acknowledging whosoever you believe in. So he is the uncreated creator who created everyone and everything. Last week, something happened, by the way.
Okay.
A friend of mine made a post on Facebook. She made a post based on Revelation of John, where they said, oh, we're going to walk on roads made of jasper and gold and silver,
Okay.
where there will be no more sickness, you know, all those stuff they paint. And I responded, I said, that's an illusion, because life is made of the good, the bad, and the ugly. There's nobody that is happy every day. Nobody is, because challenge is just part of life.
Yeah.
God taught me to understand that it is problem solving that keeps us humans busy, which means that each day bets a new problem, and also each day bets a new solution. And because it's problem solving that keeps us humans busy, that's why the doctors are there to take care of the sick. If we are all well, there won't be need for doctors. So which means that sickness can never be done away with. However, research will be ongoing.
Yeah, talking about sickness, you mentioned you have 4 kids that had sickle cell disease.
Yeah.
As a single mother, how do you cope? What's every day looks like in your
Every
home?
day, it has become a lifestyle, caring for my children. As I said, that caring for my children was what bettered this truth. And so that on its own is worth all the pain.
Yeah.
I no longer see it as pain. I see it as a huge privilege, because it bettered a truth that has challenged a lot of things, that has leveled everything. As in, people will say, oh, Toniaamaka, when you say hell is short forever, what of the devil?
Yeah.
Because in Africa, people bind and curse the devil. In America, people bind and curse the devil. In Europe, people bind and curse. They'll be wondering, is the devil omnipotent?
Right.
Is he everywhere? You know? He is not everywhere.
He is not everywhere.
No.
Okay.
There was only one devil, and the Bible recorded that Jesus went to hell and defeated him. There's not any other book documented that, and the devil fought back and defeated Jesus. So then you now start to wonder why. So as a sickle cell, as a sickle cell mom, as a mom of 4 sickle cell children, how I cope, this truth gives me comfort.
Okay.
Are you seeing?
Yes.
Because when I got that revelation that, oh, without the sick, there won't be jobs in the hospital, was one time 3 of my children had crisis. In a ward, at the same time, in a ward, you enter that ward, one was on this bed, one was on this bed, one was on that bed. I was like, what's happening? Who have I offended? Because with my African mentality and in the Christendom, when something like that begins to happen, it means that you've done something wrong.
Right, you think like it's a punishment or something.
Thank you. Yeah. If it is not a punishment, the devil is after you.
Right.
I was like, so what have I done wrong?
That's what that was your thought.
Yeah, so based on that mentality, I have started to question what I've done wrong for this to happen.
Do you still think like that? Now
no,
you know.
I no longer think like that.
Okay.
It was that day God now said, I was going to the car park, that he said, can you turn back? I turned back. He said, what building is that? I said, it's a hospital. He said, so what do they do? They said, they take care of the sick. He said, just see that it's your turn to go take care of the sick. Go keep the doctors busy.
Busy. Okay.
If you're not sick, if my children are not sick, it has to be other people's children. However, doctors have to be busy. That's how they keep food on their table.
It's quite a big challenge.
Yeah.
I mean, you have 4 children. I have 1. I know what having 1 child, the responsibility is. And you have 4. Yeah. Not even 4. You have 4 that has sick.
Who are always in and out of hospital.
Exactly. Yeah. So what is the mental well-being? How do you manage? How do you
cope? I won't lie, it's draining.
Yeah.
It's tough. But what keeps me sane is 1, I am in a safe environment.
Right.
2, I am fortunate to be in the UK where medical care is free for my children. I can imagine if I were in Nigeria where I needed to pay for everything. I can't afford any of those. 4, the doctors are there. They are on standby. So I'm not just a mom, I'm also a nurse. I nurse my children.
Yes.
Because I'm giving medication at home. I have strong painkillers. They're all on antibiotics, penicillin. And I try to make homemade food for them. So I try my best to keep them healthy. However, if anything happens, the doctors are on standby.
Yeah.
So if I'm able to drive them to the hospital, I would drive them. But if I'm not able to, I can always call the ambulance. So somehow, what keeps me sane is that the challenge God gave to me, He made adequate provision for it.
So He provided.
Yeah, so gratitude keeps me sane. But then once in a while, I do feel low because it can be overwhelming doing it all by myself.
I think you're an inspirational woman.
But then, however low you feel, you have to dust yourself. You get up and walk tall.
Carry on.
Keep your head above the water.
Yeah.
And take each day as it comes in gratitude with the understanding that it must get better. And my daughter will be having a bone marrow transplant. My 18-year-old, which is fantastic. In America, parents will have to pay for this.
Exactly.
It's not really still there in Africa.
So you're grateful
I'm grateful
is happening here
this
in
is
the UK,
happening,
yeah.
Even though it's a very, very tough surgery. She's going to go through chemotherapy, and because she's a girl, they will have to remove her ovaries to freeze.
Oh, wow.
So things like that. It's depressing her.
Oh,
but I kept telling her, let's just get this done. Let's look at the end result. Let's look at the end result, and hopefully we will get there.
Yeah.
But you can see that it's not just salvation Christ brought. It's not just redemption. We were told that He took away sickness. So that was what prompted me to ask.
I didn't want to go into
the
do you start questioning God sometimes? Do you?
We ask questions to get answer.
Yeah.
You know, in the Old Testament, people can't ask God some questions. He will just kill them. So it now look like God of the Old Testament was more like a bully, it's more like a dictator. But the death of Christ didn't just give us redemption. It also converted God into a daddy. God became our father. Right. As I call our daddy, Jehovah Almighty. A dad you can cry on to, a dad you can ask anything, a dad you can throw your tantrums on, and He will comfort you and also send you help. So those were the things that made me start question. Because I had the first one, we didn't know she was sickle cell. We found out here in the UK.
Okay.
Yeah, when I came in for maternity leave, and I was pregnant. I came in for maternity leave, meaning I was pregnant for the second one.
Yeah.
So when they were running all the tests, because in Nigeria was AA, based on my lab result.
Okay.
It was here I discovered I'm SS. My ex knew he was AS. I didn't know.
Okay.
We discovered here. And the doctors were a bit concerned about my daughter and then my son. They said, okay, when you are pregnant as an AS who is married to an AS, there's a test they will do through the womb when the baby is just like 6 weeks old.
Out,
yeah, they can flush it out. I didn't want to flush out my child.
Right, okay.
So yeah, I would have gone for that option, but I was waiting for rapture. I was waiting, all of those are
It's kind of like a miracle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know? So they had that first one, had the second one, I mean, it turned out to be SS as well. That shook me. And everyone like, oh, you have to do family planning, you have to do this, because people keep asking me questions. How did you end up with 4 sickle cell children?
Yeah.
Since you know the first one was sickle cell, why didn't you stop? Well, my ex wanted children. And it's like, so he gave me an ultimatum.
Like, let's continue and see if one will come out.
No, not really. If I had remained married to him, maybe by now I will have like 6 or 7 children. You know, childbearing kind of disorganizes a woman. Anybody, if you like, twist it. In as much as children are a blessing, don't have more than you can't take care of. Don't have too many children that you can't comfortably care for, especially those with disability, you understand? Because apart from the fact that medical care is free here, it doesn't mean that you just abuse it.
That's true.
You get what I'm coming from?
I know,
So I did family planning after I had the second one. He was like, oh, he doesn't want to use condom, blah, blah, blah. Thank God things are improving now.
Yeah.
A lot of men are taking responsibility in family planning as well, not just leaving the whole thing to women.
Yeah.
And I took it. I couldn't even tell him. Pregnancy is something you announce with joy. Oh, I'm pregnant. I couldn't.
So you hid it?
I hid it. I didn't. But he was even the one that said, oh, he's like, you're pregnant because he knows when I'm pregnant.
You're glowing. Yeah.
I didn't even do any test, but he just knew it has happened again.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, you've come into my life to few children everywhere, blah, 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 blah.
Blaming you.
Of course.
Your fault. It's always, sometimes women takes the blame of something goes wrong in a family, women takes. So you're not married to him anymore?
No, I'm divorced now.
Okay.
And I don't have any baby now. My youngest will be 10 in June.
Wow.
So yeah, so my eldest is 18, she'll be 19. So 19 years of my life was bearing children. So can you see? So it was like, I went for a conference one time, and when the lady when we got chatting, she was like, how old is your eldest? I said, how old is your youngest? I said, so as at then, my eldest was 12. She was like, so you've been bearing children for 12 years of your life?
It doesn't look like
it. It didn't look like. But that has sunk in.
You're like, wow, that's
so the older they get, I increase it because you're still nurturing them.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're still parenting them.
Yeah.
Even if they turn 25, it's still 25, you still have to.
Yeah.
So it's something that continues until probably death kicks you.
Yeah, so that brings me, you know, you're going through all this, being a single mom with children, 4 children that has, you know, sickle cell disease. And do you have help out there? Is that support? And, you know, how do you cope with any emotional problems and all that?
If I say I don't have help, then I am an ingrate. I'm not a woman that can come out and say, oh, I walk alone. It's a lie. That I call it an undiluted lie.
Okay.
I have never walked alone. So that's why I'm always grateful, because God does order my step, not just ordering my step, He sends me help.
Sends help. Yeah.
Some mysterious things has happened in my life. Yeah, let me just share this. Some things I can't afford.
Yeah.
Sometimes all I need to say is, Daddy, I need this, Daddy, I need that. And before I know it, it's my phone will ring. Oh, Tonia, can you give me your bank account? Oh,
Yeah.
Tonia, can you give me a list of the things you need? And I was like, where is this coming from? Like, for instance, when I had my third son, you know, the one my ex was like, came here, a few children everywhere. I named my son Divine Favor because I didn't pray for that pregnancy. It just happened.
Yeah.
So, and that day I was breastfeeding, I was crying. I said, Father, I just had a baby.
Yeah.
I need this, I need that. And you be telling me I'm a daughter of God. I'm a daughter of Zion. And then I'm living in lack.
Yeah.
So I kind of use the things God uses to promises me to like challenge him.
Yeah.
He was like, okay, what are the things you need? I couldn't even finish talking.
So there is support
my phone
there.
rang.
Yeah, so there's support.
There
when
is
you-
always
with support.
support.
Okay.
Always.
Right.
That's
amazing.
I can't say there is no support. The only thing that hurts me is when I go out of my way as well as to support others. They want to drain me and then like suck me dry.
Okay.
But I fight back. Somehow pain made me grow teeth. I will bite you.
If we're gonna talk, I'm gonna cut you. If you're gonna continue, then we're gonna be a lot. I saw there's a book you have here.
Yeah.
What is it called?
The Blind Spot.
Can I have a look? Yeah, it's a blind spot. So if somebody wants a copy, where would they get it?
You can get it on Amazon. The
Okay.
Blind Spot, basically, I did an anthology.
Okay.
It's a book of authors of 16 people in here. So you
Right.
get 16 amazing stories in here. Mine is here.
Okay.
However, I'm working on becoming an independent author.
Okay.
But here, Blind Spot is what the eye didn't see. 18 years ago, I never knew I would be an author.
Okay.
18 years ago, I never knew I would sit here with Coco-Chi
Congratulations.
interviewing me.
That's amazing. to
18
write a
years
book,
ago, I never knew I would have the voice I had.
Yeah.
God started from you're a daughter of God to promoting me to you're a princess of Zion, to promoting me to you're the warrior princess of the universe. So basically, it's like the universe is given to me. Yeah, when I talk, it looks as if, oh, she's a mad woman. However, that is just the truth.
Yeah.
That is my reality, and somehow I am just grateful for the journey thus far. It has been tough, but I see a bright future ahead of me. I see joy, I'm content. I haven't gotten to where God has shown me He's taking me to,
Yeah.
but I know I will get there. A fly can fly, a tortoise will always reach to its destination. Their destination differs.
I can see, you know, God. I believe in God as well. You know, I can see you're holding.
You are Chi, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I know you're holding God tight, and it's really nice that you know you have that, you know, belief, and you have support out there as well. You are one inspirational lady that I have ever known. Seriously, I'm not saying it because you're. Seriously, you are one inspirational lady
Thank
out
you.
there. You know, thank you for coming, and thank you for, you know, sharing your stories. And thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Hello, viewers. I hope you enjoyed that story. There's a lot she would have gone through, you know. So time-wise, but we'll come again. Thank you for sharing, and thank you again for coming. Follow us on social media, and if you have any question or anything, send us an email, and thank you.